Hello everyone, here we go back again. Today we are going to put together a minnow, which is basically is an all-around minnow. You can use it with, with any game fish you like to it. Tarpon, stripers, wigfish, tuna, you name it. It depends on the color combination that you like to put together. And this minnow will get done with two brushes. We have the Z brush, which is the new for this year, and the Anatomos brush. I would like to talk to you a little bit about the Z brush. The Z brush is a fairly simple brush put together with the original EP fibers and the new needlefish fibers. The needlefish fibers are very, very thin diameter fibers with a micro crimp on it, lots of movement, great, the right amount of stiffness, and with the additional thunderstroke sparkle into. As you can see into the brush, you have an inner core, in this case is a red, with the zebra stripe in black thunderstroke. It will give a nice effect, and you will see what we are going to do with this minnow. You will not believe it what are we going to create over here. And from this point, of course, you can go crazy and do whatever combination you like to. So basically, this is the brush that we're going to be dealing. It will be the white with the red inner core. As we build this minnow, I'm going to give a little bit more talk about it, and let's have some fun. I'm going to use a B10 size 1. There you go, right here. Again, I am going to put a base of threads into the entire hook shank. And by the way, you see the way I'm putting the threads up? The reason I do that is every time you make a turn, the threads will fall right behind of each turns you'll do it. If you're doing this, you might go wider into the wrapping. So I'd rather do that, so it will fall down. And here we go again. You might ask me why I'm doing that. I'm unwinding the thread. So what does that mean? Every time you make a turn, the threads will twist. So I like to have the threads laying flat, so I untwist it in this case. Once I'm here, I just go and stop right before the bend of the hook. At this point, you can use some flashaboo. You can put some flashaboo on the tail. I don't think it's that necessary, so I'm going straight with the brush. There we go. Look how beautiful this brush is, and the amount of fibers that we have into it, which is proportionally done right. See if I needed to, yeah, just to make even. There you go. Right here. And tie all the way back when you do tie, every turn you're doing, you put a little strength into it, just to see and measure your strength into the hand. See how far down you can bring the threads. I'm gonna have my little brush ready, and here we go. Now at this point, dealing with this brush over here, which is a feather long, but we have over here 3.5 inch easily. So every turn we do, we must pull back the fibers. Okay? So here we go. You do one turn and you pull back. And you'll see that it might get tangled. At the time it will get tangled as soon as you see that. And if it's necessarily, you just brush every turn you're doing. When it comes to wrapping over here, it's up to you the density of the flies you want to give it to it, meaning in terms of materials. The closer you do those wrapping, the more dense the flies will be. The more sparse is the wrapping, the less density is. So that it's up to you. I cannot tell you. One thing I can tell you is that when you do the first 2-3 wraps into the tail, be fairly close. And then you can loosen up the wrapping at the point going towards the front of the hook eye. I could not show you the finished flies when I show you the new brush, the new Z brush, because these flies are not in production yet. So I'm working on it, and we'll see. We have to figure out the color combination, which one will work for us. But I will promise you they're gonna be good. Looks a mess right now, but I promise you it's gonna look good at the end. Every turn you do, put pressure on it, okay? Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to put pressure. You just want to make sure the wire, it will be nice and tight. So I'm looking over here how much space I need over here on the head, because I'm going to switch the brush into the chartreuse. So I'm going to have this one white and chartreuse combination. You can see already, the length of this flies over here. This is more than 4 inch long already. So I think I'm going to stop right here. It is. Just want to make sure that all the fibers are in place. Right there. We got 3 turns. We're gonna cut it. Like this. Winding my threads. Okay. So now we're gonna do the chartreuse, but again, you can use any colors you like in the front. It can be chartreuse, it can be orange, it can be hot pink, it can be gray, it can be black. It's up to you. I'm gonna show you the little trick again, how to pull the brush out of the package without removing the levels so they always can stay in place. I'm gonna just cut over here in a big triangle, and we're going to grab over here the first one on top. See if I can do this right. Yeah, I think I did it. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna put a drop of that. My advice to you is don't use the green label. The green label is a thick formula. This is very thin. It will penetrate it and it will put everything in place. So use this red label. So now we're gonna just wrap, and then we're gonna give like a 2 turn over the Z-brush so that we pack the fibers down. Looks good so far. Maybe one more or two. We'll see. You see what I'm doing over here when I'm working with the brushes? I don't hold the brush like this, meaning fibers and wire together. I rather do work putting my fingers straight into the wire. So that's why I don't mess it up the fibers. And you can let it go. You can let it go, no problem. You leave the whole thing over here, you go out there and, I don't know, have a lunch, breakfast, a nice glass of wine, why not? Might as well you pop a cigar too, so you come back over here just to press it down again. And there you go. All right. There might be 1 or 2 fibers that you might not like it, so you just put them away. 2. Remember, just to leave a tiny bit wire. Don't cut flush to the hook, and then the wire just push it back. Make sure your thread is nice and flat, and you go right. You start right behind the hook eye, going backwards. And there you are. I do like 4 or 5 times, and you're good to go. Let's brush everything up. Let's see what we got over here. By the way, the Z-brush, of course, it has application in fresh water as well. And I believe that it's gonna do big into the steelhead world as well. I have a lot of faith on this brush. Without trimming the brush, you can see the black Thunderstruck, it will give you those zebra type stripe, and it really gives us some kind of character to the fly. So we're gonna do a little trimming over here, and I'm gonna show you the way it gets trimmed so that you will achieve what I have in my mind about this brush. So the best thing you can do is starting from the front of the fly, and I'm gonna go right underneath of the fly. The reason I'm doing this is because once I trim it, you'll see the threads inner core, and this red is gonna just really, I believe it's gonna make the difference on this minnow. See? You go slowly. We get in there. I'm gonna just go a little bit over here. Just a little bit over here towards the tail. Now we're gonna work from the back. And now you can start to see the way I want to shape this fly. There you go. Getting pretty close. As you can see it, we got already the shape that we're looking for. There it is. We have a tiny bit over here. And basically you have the two colors. In this case it's chartreuse. But you see over there the red belly over here. This is gonna really catch the eyes of those fish over there. They're gonna aim into it. Now it's time to put some eyes, and we should be fine. Again, the choice of the eyes, it's yours. I generally use the plastic eyes, but in this case, I would like to show you how to do those stick-on eyes. In this case is this pearl oval pupil. The size I'm using is 1/4 inch. And even though I'm going to use this size over here, I'm still gonna use the goop. I'm not using the other glue that you need the lights or whatever. This is working fairly well. Again, once it's dry, those eyes are not going anywhere. So, you guys, let me clean this button quickly. I should have pulled my little canister. I'll do that in a little bit. And again, make sure the glue goes into the fibers as deep you can. We're gonna go on the other side. Should be here. And that's it, pretty much. Try not to touch it with your fingers, do the best you can. Not to it. And give it a time to dry overnight. Once the glue is totally dry, believe me, those eyes are not going anywhere. And then after you do that, if there is some more trimming that you would like to do it, you can do that. I think that's it for me. I like the way it is. Well, give him a shot to these new brushes and you'll see how good they're gonna do for you. Until next time, be well.